Welcome. Welcome to Moon's Crazy Time News. Well, times crazy, 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 crazy. Yes, it's crazy here in the United States. It's crazy. It's crazy elsewhere too. We're not the only people that are losing and grooving at the same time. That's the way you got to be in a crazy world. You got to be flexible. Not believe everything you hear, of course, but just be flexible. There's been a lot of talk about hamburgers, fast foods. Well, did you people know that in McDonald's, among other fast food, you know what fast food is. You go when you get a hamburger, hot dog, soda fries, french fries, potatoes. Well, did you know that in a lot of fast food, there's human DNA in the hamburger? Yes, teeth. DNA, you know what that is? That's called cannibalism. Could it be that they're gradually increasing a little bit of human DNA into things so we become even more beastie? Well, that's a fact. A lot of research has been done into that, and that's what they find. Human DNA. Well, one thing now they say, we are being told as two women that Ms. Harris's husband is a man of above all other men. He is hot. He is called the sexiest. Now, excuse me, I catch a double standard, don't you? Can you imagine a woman who looked like Ms. Harris's hubby being the sexiest woman around? I can't. Well, and we do know that Mr. Emhoff is known to be a little brutish and a little unfaithful. But yet, he's being touted as the sexiest man in politics. That's crazy. That's real crazy. And double standard. No. That does not meet DEI, diversity, equality, and what's the other one? Inclusion. Of course, all body types are included. So, but anyway, crazy. It's too crazy. Now, it seems like the Biden-Harris administration has okayed the UN to come in. Everybody expects something crazy to happen after Tuesdays. After Tuesday, we expect to find chaos. No matter who gets in. Ms. Harris, Mr. Trump, it's going to make the other side nuts. So they're setting the stage. In fact, they even had like a showtime. They had helicopters and everything else. You can imagine the scene here. They expect civil war, whomever wins this race. You have Russian nuclear submarines, like big white sharks, going around international waters surrounding the USA. And we're sitting here, we have a population that's, it's smoke a pot. I smoke a marijuana. I do a drugs. I do a drinking. And they have a drink and drug free for all. In other words, smoking marijuana does not do anything for your IQ. Smoking marijuana, the place is falling apart. We have New York City. New York City, for instance, is falling apart so much. Forget about all the immigrants that have, rushed over the border. The streets, the sidewalk is going poof, poof. It's exploding. And they said, that's just a gas leak. The infrastructure is lousy. It's falling apart. Buildings are falling apart because they say the contractors' fault. The contractors. Now, we do know these contractors have outsourced their jobs to many people. Nobody's taking blame. Even though, you go into New York City, you come in from one of two ways. The north, George Washington Bridge. The south, the Holland Tunnel. And, of course, what was leaking? The Holland Tunnel. It was a small hole, but enough to, come on. It was like filling up. So that was another thing. The tunnels are leaking. The buildings are cracking up, exploding. The sidewalks are popping. Place is a mess. A mess. So anyway, this is the United States. So do you expect, let's do a quick read. Do you think that, just a quick one, just to see, do you think that we will have civil war on whoever wins the popular vote? Because we all know it doesn't end with a popular vote. It's January 6th when the Electoral College does their vote. All this is just rah, rah, rah. Okay, we have 3 cards here. Now let's see. Is a civil war expected? Of course, now people are going to be disappointed if there isn't a civil war. We have here the Empress. Well, that could be our receptivity to something. To what? Civil war. To the idea. And we have here the Page of Wands. Well, we have this feminine, the Queen of Pentacles. We have a lot of queens, and we have a lot of high energy females. It seems as though Ms. Harris, when she loses the popular vote, but of course, nothing, it's so kind of ironic even to say anyone's going to lose, because since the last elections, nothing's been done. Nothing has been done. It's the same thing over and over and over again. Same thing. It's just acting like, wow, the most important, the this, the that. And nothing has changed. Nothing will change. It's the same. Rich donors have both sides swooped up. I would say Harris's side is going to be a little adamant when they don't get the popular vote. We'll just leave it as that. The Empress, Page of Wands, and nothing will be done right away. But there's going to be a lot of talk about unrest. The stage is being set. That's what it says. The stage is being set. Now, how are the jobs seen in the United States? Lousy, lousy, lousy. A couple million people are not working. Of course, the data is like, AI driven. If you look at AI on the internet, you'd be amazed. You'd be amazed. Who writes this stuff? We all know who writes this stuff. Who can sit in front of a computer all day? We all can imagine. So, that's the facts. That's the facts. And guess what? This is really hilarious. This is really fun. The Vatican, of course, Rome, and the Pope. Guess what? They have gone modern. No more Christ suffering on the cross? Hell no. No. Guess what? They have a new mascot. And guess what it looks like? And the Vatican's like the size of Central Park. Give it 9 miles. Filled with guys. There's not a woman in sight. Not even the cleaning woman. And guess what they have now as a mascot? You won't believe it. You won't believe this. They have pubescent female between the ages of 6 to 9 years old. 6 to 8. Big eyes. They have an anime character, a little lolly girl as their emissary, as their mascot. A bunch of old dudes, and they have this little 5, 6, 7, 8-year-old mascot with big, huge eyes, being their ambassador. Isn't that too much? They've gotten, animated with manga, old dudes. And it's creepy, isn't it? It's creepy, especially with all their sexual abuses towards mainly, anything young. But they have a little kid. Now, this kind of image is it? Let's just do a read. Is that really showing something that they've kept in the closet all these years? Now, let me see. We'll take 3 cards and we'll see. All right, now, is that kinky or what? Or does that show a new direction? Well, they're elated, they're happy, they can come out of the closet. The Vatican said, we're with it. Somehow religion should not be with it like that. They're seeing the effect. If we embrace the children, then we don't have to worry about pizzas and bagels, if you know what I mean. Bad move. Bad move. Too much honesty is not appreciated. I think it's like they're all happy about it. They're waiting for the public's reaction, and we're not impressed. Even though whether you are Catholic or not, you follow the Pope, having 4 to 8-year-old cartoon character as your ambassador for a religious organization, it's your downfall. It's kinky. It's kinky. All right. Bad move. Bad move. Not good public relations. Oh, and guess what in the United States they're doing now? In the United States, when you go to a hotel, there's a line called the Holiday Inn, or something like that, the Holiday Inn. And guess what they're charging you? Besides towels and, taxes, so forth and so on, meals, they're charging you for the lights you turn on. So when you go, if you go in there with a flashlight and you don't use any electrical TV or whatever, you come in there with your lithium battery, maybe you don't have to use anything, but they're charging you for electricity. The same thing too. They talk about EVs, electric vehicles. Like it's a big deal. Like, oh wow, oh wow, oh wow. Of course, the first car, almost 200 years ago, was electric. So we're just not going ahead. We're going backwards. And guess what? You know how in the United States we love to steal things. Steal things. People like they don't have. Well, there's cars parked outside. Well, at the EV charging station, those coils, they're filled with copper. And guess who's all excited? Yes, those who take things because it's takeable. Yes. So now the newest thing for thievery, robbery, is at a EV charging site. They like your cables, not because they're pretty, but because they have copper and it's worth something and you have it right there. They don't have to get soiled. They don't have to go under your car. You can just take it out of your little grubby hands. To their grubbier hands. Yes. So that's it. That's the newest thing about EVs, which makes them even more delectable. And of course, we're still giving more and more money in the West to wars. And that's crazy because we're falling apart. We can't, our bridges are falling down, etc., etc. We're living in cardboard boxes. We're being overrun, food. And of course, it's one thing they always say about the elections. They used to say it. They don't stop saying it so much this time. But it's the economy, stupid. If the economy's great, of course they're gonna bring back. If the economy sucks, huh? I want 4 more years of inflation, 4 more years of giving all the money away, 4 more years. There's towns that are like 3,000 people, 3,000 immigrants are just rolled in a bus and boom, 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 boom. And of course, who's working? Not many Americans are working enough to feed all these people. Then again, if you're a banker and you control the output of cash, it's got to catch up to you. So far now in the United States, it's about $300 trillion in deep debt, DEPT debt. And, well, this is a time of, you have to be insane to does it work? You have the population that's stoned and drunk. You have people coming in. You have people not working. You have robots going, I'm going to make your life this and that. Where is it in? We have war talk. And we have people talking about hamburgers. Hamburgers. Who worked where, did what, and who's sexy? Make me puke. Because does it end? Does it begin? How can we get beyond? And of course, many stores are closing. Many stores are closing. Major stores. And we all know that the serious issues are never discussed. Because who's serious? We're all stoned and drunk. and we're fat and lazy and we live in basements. That's the persona of the American population. Of course, how many of you have ever lived in a basement before? A basement living is not something to be mocked. It's pathetic. It's pathetic. But however, what is okay, it seems like that anybody has any questions. Questions. Well, there's not many things that are happening. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. There's one more thing. Now, AI has a new toilet. So when you sit on the hopper, you can get an AI reading, a digital reading of your poop. Isn't that too much? They're advocating it as, well, you did good today. You made a good plopper. Now, is that a good thing? Or to me, it's like keeping track. Can you imagine sitting down on your computer and taking a crap on it and getting an analysis of like your crap? Why? You gotta ask yourself, what's the purpose of this? Useless eaters? Did you eat more than you were supposed to? Are you shitting more? Are you flushing the toilet more? Ugh. This is where you've got to laugh at. You have to laugh it off. Is this whole entire crazy US trapped by some alien force that has yet to reveal itself? Oh, and then next week they're going to start the hearings of UFOs. Is it something we're going to find out? Yes, we're here. Of course, we see every day in the news some spaceship mothership as we stay drunk and stoned and falling apart on the planet. Well, we don't know. We don't know what is what. It's just crazy. Absolutely, undeniably crazy. And then we hear about decadence, about celebrity parties, celebrities' actions. And then we listen all day long. They play music by these same people, movies by these same people. So in the daytime, we hear about so and so and so and so went to did what, to whom. And then we watch the music. We listen to the songs. We watch them. We watch them. We watch them over and over and over and over again. Such a cycle. Such a cycle of what? Inspiration? Oh, I've got to be just like, No, it's different. It's very different. Very, very, very different. And as we head off, what kind of seasons do you think they're going to like? Okay, so now we have right now in the United States, they're prepping for civil war. Yawn. I mean, in fact, if you don't get your civil war, you're going to be like really tired. It's like, oh, I missed it. I missed it. I missed it. And then if we don't get UFO visitors, hello, Earthlings. Have you ever seen a hologram? A really good hologram? You can't tell the difference. It's hard to. Your senses make up for what you should see or shouldn't see. Of course, we're not the only planet. We're not the only ones. We know that. Anybody with any a brain cell knows we're not the only ones. However, are they going to reveal themselves on a timetable? Hey, it's time for us to come out of the closet. Out of the closet. For what? Okay, let's do the last reading on this one here. Let's say, are we going to see aliens? Is the U.S. government, with its failing jobs, overrun with immigrants, infrastructure falling apart, bridges collapsing, food going poof, 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 barbecued in factories, the people discontent? Is an alien's going to say, "Oh, people of Earth, we are here to eat you. We are here to rule you." Will they come out? And who's going to be the Wizard of Oz behind the curtain? Who is going to be the wizard? Let's see. Will they, if they can't get there, like Civil War, then they'll put the aliens on us. You know, the United States has always been a weird ass place. Now we have justice. Now, aliens. Is this going to be the finale for the. Okay. Ooh, we're not gonna like this. What they're gonna do if we don't get their Civil War, we have justice, and we have disappointment. It doesn't look like aliens to me, does it? It's like this looks like funkiness. This could be maybe they do get their like agitation out. And we have the Ace of Cups. That means that something emotional is going to happen. Something very emotional. Something overwhelming. Something new is coming out with the election. Somebody's going to be depressed. It almost as though they're going to have an excuse to nail the American people down once again. Could it be? Let's look upon this a little bit. Why should I be disappointed? Why should people of the United States be disappointed? The aliens are going to say, hey, this does not seem very alien-like, though. This seems like we have some plan. Let's see. Why are we going to be disappointed? Maybe because their side didn't win. Whoever is their side. All right, let's see now. We got this card, but find out this disappointment. Oh, disappointing. Let's see. Well, okay, we'll take this one. Now, why is this a disappointment? Ooh, wow. The idea didn't go, something didn't go off. We have the Ace of Swords, and Swords. Look at this. We have the Ace of Swords, and we have the Ten of Swords. The idea stunk. Something stinks. Something stinks big time. Big time. Something's going to happen next week that's going to, or the next event, because if they don't get, and maybe they do get their Civil War. This is disgusting. Look at this. We have justice, and we have the idea didn't come through. Look at all this. You have a lot of things going on next week. A lot of things going on next week. We have the Ace of Swords, communication, and we have the Ace of Cups. Well, something didn't work, but something else will. Let's look at this Ace up. Let's look upon what can this Ace of Cups be? Because if they don't get their Civil War, or they do get their Civil War, they don't get the amount of attention that they want. One side is like really pissed. Really pissed. Really. And they want action. Mothership isn't coming in. It doesn't feel like the mothership. It feels more earthbound. Well, here we have the King of Pentacles, the Queen of Cups, and we have the each side gets all. And we have here the Ace of Cups. Well, something is being played around. Well, something is being played around. There's going to be a lot of antagonism next week. And there's going to be, we're going to have to involve like the military because they're all prepped up already. It's going to involve the military. Next week, I think that it is not going to be aliens. Yeah, they're going to save the mothership for another time. They're going to have something else. Something else that's going to include necessarily to have the army, to have some kind of like, don't go out after a certain time. Something like that. Something to start. Don't go out after 10 p.m. Do you know where your kids are? It's 10 o'clock. Do you know where your kids are? It's 8 o'clock. Something like that. And because the clocks get reversed, fall behind, I think it's going to be even earlier than 10 o'clock. After 8. After 8. So, I would say, okay, something's going to happen next week. But there's a lot of things happening next week. Next week is a volatile time. Next week, there's lots of ideas going around, and some clampdown is coming. Some clamping. But, yes, some kind of clamping. Because some idea didn't pan. One side, the losing side, which I assume is going to be the Harris Biden side, I'm assuming, is going to not be happy losers. No, they're not going to be happy losers. All right, so I think that's enough for now. And if you have any thoughts, please share. What do you think is going to happen next week after the popular vote is cast? What do you think? Same old, same old? Or is it going to be a little turn off the lights? It's 8 o'clock. Well, we shall soon see. Until then, next week, sit tight. Sit tight. Make sure you stock up on supplies. Bye-bye. Thank you.